one of the star players. We had a big matchup on our hands. We had Juju Watkins and USC going up against Rutgers. But freshman sensation, aka the product, Kiyomi McMiller, took to social media saying that her coach wasn't going to allow her to play. That was big news. Tell me your thoughts on that whole situation.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
what we know, at least.
yeah. I mean, from what we know, bro. I mean, the young lady had been playing all the games. I feel like leading up to this game, and I don't think that the product ever gave us a reason of why she didn't play. Um, and I don't think her coach ever came out and said why she didn't play. I don't think the only thing that I saw was that USC said that they were ready for her if she did play. Um, so my personal thing with her taking everything to social media and kind of just blowing, she was really just upset that she didn't really get to showcase her talent against a top team in the country. Like I said, we don't know the reasoning, and I don't think it has been released. I haven't seen anything. I don't know if you have. I haven't seen anything about why she didn't play. But I know me you kind of talk off air about just looking at her stats and looking at her as a player. Like, she was ranting and raving, bro. Like, she was like, don't get me wrong. I think she's a bucket from the games that she's played, but like, I don't know if she's like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least she hasn't proven that, because if I'm not mistaken, Rutgers is like 8-7, 8-8, something like that. And so the record doesn't really reflect her being who she was on social media. No, don't get me wrong. The young lady can hoop. I'm gonna say it again. Miss Miller can hoop. She can hoop. But I think she was ranting and raving because she didn't get the opportunity to showcase it. And she has against other top teams that they played. Let me go pull up their schedule again if I'm not mistaken. They played a couple other top teams this season that she's had an opportunity to hoop against. I'm trying to pull it up.
Maryland.
Yep. They played against Maryland.
Ohio State.
Yep. And so when I look at those games, I look at the young lady who, she was up here. She had 14 against Maryland, 14 against Ohio State. She hoops best against schools that are not necessarily top in the country. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Georgia Southern. She had 25. She had 30 against, who is this? Fair Dixon. You know what I'm saying? So, like, she was really crying and ranting and raving on social media. I was just like, young lady, first of all, you made this decision to come here to Rutgers. And that was another big thing. She was talking about how she wasn't recruited to Maryland. And she's from Maryland. She wasn't recruited to USC. I think she wanted to go to USC. So, like, she wasn't recruited to the bigger schools. And so to see her now kind of just in this way, it's almost like, I wonder why you weren't recruited to these schools. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a hooper, Don will come find you. You know what I'm saying? Your home state, your home Maryland, who went to go get Angel Reese whenever she was out of Maryland, out of Baltimore, came to get her early on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a hooper in your own state, most of the time you're gonna have those offers. You know what I'm saying? So it's intriguing why you didn't get that offer, or you didn't commit to those schools, didn't go to these schools. So I wish her all the best. She was, reposting things about transferring and things like that. So I don't know what she's gonna do for the rest of the season. I think that she'll wind up coming back and hooping, because the way that sports are set up, specifically for women right now in college. I think she has NIL, but you can't. You have your brand matters. Your brand matters a lot. So you tarnish that in this year as a freshman. Right. I don't know what you plan to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen a lot of these young kids fumble their bag, and I hate for her to be one of them because of this situation. I think you have to kind of take it as a coaching moment. Say whatever the case was, let's get it fixed so it doesn't happen again. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to continue to miss key matchups. You know what I'm saying? You showcase your talent. Whether you decide to stay or leave, you should kind of want your character to be spoken for. Either way. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, so her dad came out and said that they aren't looking to transfer or whatever. So, and then I think the coach also came out and was like, we're trying to develop women. It was like internal, like locker room situation or whatever that happened. But yeah, like you said, you don't want her to tarnish her character, her reputation, because if she was looking to transfer potentially, if I'm a coach, I don't want to have to deal with that.
Exactly.
You're gonna run the social media and just post whatever you want to post and repost whatever you want to post. When something don't go your way, like, come on, dog. Like, yeah. And like you said, your brand matters, and I think she noticed that, and she understands that. So we'll see. I think, like you said, I think she'll come back and continue to get buckets because they don't really have too much of talent around her. They are, I think, Destiny Adams is the only other player around her. Um, but we'll see. I don't see Rutgers, making the tournament or anything.
Yeah,
Not this year at least. So we'll see.
most
Um,
definitely.
she's definitely a talented player, but we'll see.
And I'm
And
looking
then,
at it right now. She is not playing again tonight against Minnesota. They're getting blown out again, and she's still not playing. So I don't know, man.
what are your thoughts on that though? So like,
That's what I'm saying.
she
I want to know what
doesn't play, and they keep getting blown out.
But my thing is this: even when she has played, their record's 8-7. So if these are the only 2 games that she hasn't played, then that means she's been a part of those other 6 losses that they had before they lost Sunday to Maryland. So you've been a part of the problem. And once again, I saw the Ohio State part. So she only had 14 against them, right? So I mean, I don't know. I'm really intrigued to see like why she's not playing. If I'm your best player, all right. 2 games is a lot. You know what I'm saying? What's going on for real in the locker room now? I'm not hooping. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's interesting. They got a game against Michigan State. They got 3 top 25 matchups back to back to back. Michigan State, Michigan, and UCLA. UCLA is number 1 in the country on Thursday, the 23rd. They play Michigan on the 18th, and then they play Michigan State on the 15th. So next week will tell us a tale.
Yeah.
Next week will tell us a tale for sure. If you hoop next week against none of them top 3 teams, all right. Yeah. You done something now, for real.
Right.
For real.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We gonna see what come out of that. I think having this week off from not playing, I guess, if you look at it from that perspective, she probably should be back next week. So like you said, next week will tell us a lot about her situation, what she got going on.